His father was a firefighter, so that's who he studied. Those are his people. His research found that the firefighters most devoted to the long-standing tradition of making and sharing the firehouse meal, usually something cozy like spaghetti and meatballs, outperformed those who didn't. And it was the relationships they formed and strengthened around the table that made all the difference. And when we're talking about firefighters' performance, remember, we're talking about saving lives. I could hardly believe it. A plate of pasta is literally a matter of life and death. I was so intrigued by this research, I had to learn more. I reached out to Professor Niffen, interviewed firefighters, and it wasn't long before I became a true believer. Eventually, I even started my own business, the Spaghetti Project, paying homage to the firefighters' classic meal. I created an intentional communal ritual for companies and organizations because, well, left to our own devices, excuse the cheesy pun, it was clear to me that we're just not connecting. I took it upon myself to make connections happen by sitting down with people and letting the oxytocin, our feel-good hormone, flow. Every month for the past 4 years, I've been hosting a spaghetti project for a group of people with a common interest. Sometimes we'll meet at an office, sometimes in a coffee shop, and sometimes in a living room. What I've found is that good things happen when people connect. And while spaghetti and meatballs are definitely conversation starters, more and more I've realized it's the ritual of it all that really counts. It's the ritual that transforms a plate of pasta into life-saving magic. So what exactly is a ritual? Is every meal a ritual? Not really. So then what's the difference between a habit, a routine, a ritual, and a rule? These are some of the questions I've been exploring, and I'm excited to share some of the answers with you in this book. We tend to think of rituals as things we do to punctuate important life experiences, like baby showers, bar mitzvahs, weddings, and funerals. We also know that rituals are often repeated, like saying grace at a meal or meditating in the morning. But rituals don't need to be reserved for big milestones, and just doing something again and again does not a ritual make. The transformational power of rituals lies in both our intention and how these activities make us feel. As a group of scholars you'll meet soon put it, rituals are rituals because they mean something to the people enacting them. Rituals are purposeful. Rituals are personal. Because rituals are inherently personal, the very idea of rituals at work might strike you as odd. Allow me to explain. We know there are lots of things we do again and again at work, ad infinitum even. But we don't normally associate these things with anything remotely magical. Take meetings, for instance. We all have meetings every single Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday, and you get the picture. But they don't usually feel like something we're doing with much intention. How about a company happy hour? Maybe that's a ritual. For some, perhaps, while for others it's simply a chore. How about your team's lunchtime gatherings? Do they mean something to the group, or is it just something that you do? What about the company holiday party? Orientation, milestones, awards and recognition, promotions, feedback, end-of-day reflections. Remember smoke breaks? Of course you don't. Well, when people used to step outside for a cigarette, it was very ritualized. It happened at a certain time, in a certain place, and with a certain crew. Smoking is bad for our health, obviously, but loneliness is just as bad as smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Stepping out for a smoke was a ritual that created a deeply personal feeling of belonging. What have we done to replace it? I'm concerned that we haven't done enough to help us feel like we're part of something bigger than ourselves, more meaningful than our Instagram feed or our list of to-dos. As you listen on, consider your own life at work and what calls out to you as something you do that gives you a sense of purpose, whether it's a collective experience or something you do personally. What makes you feel like you belong? And think about this nugget of wisdom from Maria Popova, founder of the popular website Brain Pickings. Though very different in practice, routine and ritual seem to be sides of the same coin.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.